What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and thank you all for tuning into this video. Now, in this SpinTires MudRunner video, we are going to be taking a look at two Land Rover Defenders. Now, these Land Rover Defenders are actually slightly different. This Defender is basically, this one you have all of your different top options, and the other one is a pickup truck. Now, the way that these are structured is basically this one is your working vehicle, the other one is your scouting slash adventure vehicle. And we're going to be taking you guys through, or I should say, I'm going to be taking you guys through all of the customization as well as how these things drive. And especially with the pickup version, we're actually going to be putting it through a working scenario where we actually haul some lumber with it. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into everything and give these things a look. Now, the first one we're going to take a look at is the standard one, which I say standard Defender. It's not really standard. It's more along the lines of like, it's the more adventure-focused, exploration-focused, overlanding-focused vehicle. So we've got a brush guard, which can go on the front if you so desire. I like it. I like the fact that it's got the extra lights. You've got some add-ons for the back, like fuel and tools, which we'll go ahead and install. You could put a roll bar in it, which the roll bar actually, I like the roll bar personally. You can do a snorkel. You have two different options for like, well, I shouldn't say two different options for what you can do. It was interesting because I saw spare default and I was like, oh, well, there must be a different option for a different spare. No, that's it. That's the only spare you get. You get side steps, you get a small top, and I'm assuming that the full top only works, yeah, it only works without the roll bar. Okay, so we'll install the small top, but I'm thinking about taking it back off again. Yeah, I'm thinking about taking it back off again. So let's take the small top back off, and then we can also install the winch, because the winch is kind of necessary. I mean, you kind of have to have it. Now, the hella lights will also go up top, and that is basically fully outfitted minus a top. So let's go ahead and set off in this thing and see what it'll do. Now, it actually, wow, it started up super quickly. Like, super quickly. Nice interior view, albeit a little bit like, it's a little bland on the interior, and the steering wheel doesn't turn. But, to be fair, you won't be spending too much time in the interior cam unless that's, like, really, really your thing, which, if it's really, really your thing, you might want to look at some different vehicles. But if you mostly play in third-person view, this will be fine. You won't really have to spend too much time in the first-person view at all, but I do like to check out the first-person view of every vehicle I review, because there are certain players that really like to play in that first-person view, which I understand. So I like to give you guys that angle as well as all the other angles. Now, if you put it in high, wow, high is quick. It really does put the power down, and it's got some decent grip to it, too. As you can see, it really scampers up this hill without any drama or issue. I actually think it does a really good job at that. Very, very nice. Now, we do have to test it out in terms of mud, which we haven't quite gotten the opportunity to do yet, but I have a route planned out for that, which we're going to take later. But I wanted to test out its climbing ability up here on these volcano rocks a little bit before I took it anywhere else, because a vehicle's performance on the rocks shows a lot of different characteristics of the vehicle. It shows its balance, it shows its composure, it shows the suspension setup, it shows a lot of different things. And actually, while we plowed through that creek in high, I was pretty surprised that we didn't run into any issues pertaining to grip, because normally, whenever you run a vehicle like this through the mud in high, generally that's where the grip issues will show themselves, but this didn't show any, which is really impressive, and I think that that's pretty damn good. So let's go ahead and head through the woods right now, and wow, really good balance, even in the air. Jumps super easily. So let's see where we want to head to, and I'm thinking, honestly, I'm thinking perfectly straight, because, and I'll tell you why, because there's some mud that we can deal with over here, I think, and, oh, this is going to be interesting. I remember that being deeper than that. That's weird. Alright, so there are some muddy sections, not too many over here. I'm going to try and see if we can get it actually, like, stuck. Let's see. If I unlock everything. Okay, yeah, never mind. It'll still go. Yeah, it'll still go. So this mud is not anywhere near deep enough. I wish I knew where some really deep mud on this map was. Actually, I do. But we're on our way to it right now, so ooh, come on. It's funny because also you get used to the mud on modded maps, and you get used to how, like, super, like, turned up and crazy the mud is, and you go back to, like, a stock map, and you're like, what the heck? This is, like, stupid easy. What is the point of this mud, even? It's not even mud. But that's, I think, a big thing with playing a bunch of modded maps, is that you kind of get used to, like I said, you get used to the way that they handle things, and the way that they handle things is sometimes super intense. So you kind of come back to a stock map, and you're like, what are we even doing here? Like, why? What, you know? And that's also when modded vehicles start to feel overpowered for some of the stock maps, because their capabilities are so much higher than you feel like they should be, and then you realize they were designed for modded maps, which have a higher, you know, a difficulty usually. Not all the time, but usually. Now, down along here, down along the coast, we are able to, let's see, we should be able to, I don't know if I should say we are able to, but we should be able to find a little bit of mud before we get to the swamps. Now, there are some swamps on this map, but they're like kind of, I wouldn't say they're few and far between, but they are kind of hard to come by, which is technically few and far between, so we're going to keep our eyes out for them. And, oh boy. See, like, right when it gets into mud, into the mud, it's almost like it just kind of grips up even more, which is why I want to throw it into some really thick, deep mud to see how it actually behaves, because if it behaves anything like it's currently behaving right now, like in the water, it's going to be an absolute mud beast, because if it is, oh my god, like, we may have found ourselves a new, like, this almost feels like you're cheating when you go into the water, because it just takes off. Like, watch this. Look, it just takes off. It doesn't slow down whatsoever. It just maintains the same exact grip, and it's just like, boom, gone. So, I have no complaints about it at all in terms of mud performance. It's so good. It is so good. In fact, with it being this good, I wonder... Yeah, with it being this good... God, I wonder if this map might not be the best place to test this thing's mud capabilities, because honestly, it's just that good. It's so good. So I'm not going to put anything in the back, because I feel like that'll probably block the lumber. And let's see. Let's do a top on this one. Steps and, ooh, log straps. We'll probably need those if we want to put lumber in the back. But this one we're going to take along the standard route. The interior is pretty much the same, except for the fact that you obviously have a top and you don't have that rear section. But you know what we should have done? We should have just taken the other one here. Okay, yeah, no, it does get a little bit bogged down in the mud. I wonder if that's just the pickup version. You know what? I'm going to rescue to the garage. I wonder if that's just the pickup version. Genuinely. So, oop. Cover to the garage and throw it in high and go! Alright, how are you going to do in the mud? You know, if you feather the throttle, it's pretty good. That's really good. That is really, really good. So let me get the Defender pickup and actually see, because I just went in and floored it. I didn't try feathering the throttle. So let me put this thing in high and try feathering the throttle as I go into the mud and see if that kind of helps at all. Because this thing, I mean, it definitely, okay, so it definitely doesn't quite have the well, not really the off-road performance of the other one, but like the mud performance of the other one, like the mudding capabilities and the grip in the mud. The other one definitely has more, and I wouldn't expect that. I would have expected these to be pretty much exactly the same, minus like a couple of little changes in regards to like the wheelbase and stuff. But it seems that we've found a lot more differences between the two than what we originally expected, which is pretty impressive, actually. Pretty impressive in my opinion. So let's stick with automatic mode while we're out on the road, because honestly we don't really need to put it in high, and high is slower than fifth, so there's really no need to put it in high anyway. So, oh, okay. I forgot that you could like clip through that bridge. Wow, that gate. Forgot you could clip through it. I forgot that it was just kind of like just there. Are you going to slow down? No, 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 no. Yeah, you are. All right, you're getting put in high, and you're going to stay there. Because over this mud, we should be okay. I mean, we shouldn't have any issues through this mud and water. Only the really deep stuff, which I think that the issue with the deep stuff is just the fact that this one gets, like, bogged down. And it just gets all up in the axles, and this thing is like, yep, I've had enough, and that's just that. So we're gonna take the back way into the... Oh, are you serious? Oh, God. Oh, my God. Boy. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. This is when we're glad we have a winch that you can use pretty much whenever. Like, literally pretty much whenever. So let's pull it right back down and release. Not bad. Oh, come on. Come on. Alright, and let's see. I'm guessing... I have logging straps, though. I have them. Wait. So it's not an advanced mode thing, because they're there. Yeah, they're there. Look, garage, log straps. That's super weird. So they're there. Put the winch on it, maybe? And the snorkel? I don't know. That's super weird. Let me see if I go out of the garage. Need to install logging straps. Oh, I see. So it's medium. Wait. Loaded 8 points. This is 8 points? Wow. Okay, that's pretty awesome. I'll take that for 8 points. That's legit. You could beat a map in so little time with a setup like this. You can definitely feel the weight, though. Like, when I put it in high and tried to take off, it definitely kind of lumbered out of the hole a little bit. It wasn't quite as eager to get up and go as before. But even through the mud, it maintains some pretty good traction. As long as the mud's not too deep, it'll roll. I mean, like, even with these logs in the back, it'll still roll. It's pretty freaking awesome, actually. I have a lot of respect for this setup. I really do. It's a really good truck. And it's kind of not a truck because it's a Land Rover, but honestly, I feel like if it's got 2 seats and a pickup bed and solid axles front and rear, it's a pickup truck, okay? And I feel like you kind of have to, you know, try to break out of the normal, like, stereotypical, you know, truck brands at that point, because at that point it kind of becomes like, well, yeah, it's a truck, but I don't want to call it a truck because the Land Rover isn't a truck. It's a truck. It's got 2 seats. Like I said, it's got 2 seats, well, 2 doors, and, you know, a bed that can haul logs, and solid axles front and rear. It's a pickup truck. And what's crazy is the fact that, like, dude, if you had, like, an army of these running around a map, you could just beat maps in no time. Because it's fast, too. For what it is, it's very fast. So let's drop this off at the lumber mill, and that will be actually a really good delivery. So, boom, and done. Thanks. That's all. So, yeah, lumber mill 2, all we would need is 1 more load from this thing, and it would be done. It's actually a pretty dang good rig, and I really like it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to click that like button. Tell me in the comments below what y'all thought of it, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Talk to y'all later.